Remember when people repeatedly say that Nintendo is doomed? Uh, Recently, it's been more of a joke because, Doom came out on Nintendo Switch. But here's an interesting factoid that just was published tonight from Toyo Kazaya, which is a Japanese company that made a list of Japan's richest companies based on all of the recent financial reports. And guess who Japan's richest company is? And this is companies for cash on hand. So it's not taking into account value in the stock market, what their total valuation is as a company, what their total assets are. This is just what they have sitting in the bank that they can just spend at any point that they want to. Nintendo has 946 billion yen in net cash reserves. Do you know what that translates to? A whopping $8,447,780,000 according to the current exchange rate on Google. That's how much money Nintendo just has chilling in their banks right now to bust out at any point they want, not counting any stock, not counting anything else. And this was discovered on Nintendo Life, who got it from Japanese Nintendo. But there's actually a link to the original report that I'm going to throw down in the description. It is a Japanese website, so, have good luck perusing it. The only video game company close to Nintendo in Japan is Sony. Sony chimes in, I think, at... what's it say? 812 billion yen. So they have, their own pretty nice cash reserves right now. I think that's cash on hand. I'm not 100% sure. The only reporting we're getting right now is what Nintendo has cash on hand. I can't actually translate the chart because the chart is an image. So there's that. There's not really much else I could say about it. But it's just insane to me when we think about how successful Nintendo is right now, right? The Switch is flying off shelves. Their mobile games are performing maybe under expectations, but performing at a high profit level anyways. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp has obviously been doing fantastic. So there's that. There's the Switch blowing up. There's Nintendo's expansion into theme parks. There's a Super Mario cereal coming we just reported on. There's a lot of great things happening at Nintendo right now. 2017 is like the resurgence of Nintendo. And the crazy thing is, a lot of this money would have already been in the bank before this year. That $8.5 billion that Nintendo's just chilling, just sitting there on, was mostly been money they've banked up over the years. This is why I've said, if you guys remember back, I said the Western AAA market needs to start taking some notes from Nintendo, because the way that Nintendo handles their development teams is brilliant. And this is why you don't see Nintendo fire people. This is why Nintendo doesn't have to downsize. When you're sitting on $8.5 billion in net cash, yeah, you can afford some years that lose a couple $100 million. It's not really a big deal, especially when they basically recuperate that the moment they have a year that's in the plus. And Nintendo is just a very, very business savvy company. And it's impressive for Nintendo that they're ahead of Sony, because it's not just counting Sony's gaming division here. Sony also, they're big in the smartphone market, and they make some other consumer electronics still. But Nintendo is literally just a video game company. I realize now they do have investments in the health field that they're working on. They're trying to expand into a third pillar there, and that they obviously have the Universal theme parks coming. But those aren't here yet. None of that stuff is here yet. None of that stuff is making Nintendo money yet. In fact, that stuff's costing Nintendo money. And yet they have $8.5 billion just sitting there. And you could argue they should maybe use some of that money. Maybe they should acquire some studios. Maybe they should expand their teams more. Acquire some more Western studios that are out there. You could argue Nintendo should do whatever they want. But here's the thing. the reason they have that kind of money is because they haven't thrown it away at investments that they don't feel are going to be, profitable to them. Nintendo is very, very business savvy, and this is where you just have to give it up to them. Whenever you hear people say, oh my gosh, Nintendo is doomed, or Nintendo should leave the video game market, or as some people say, Nintendo should just stop making hardware, they're more valuable than Sony. Not only has their stock this year risen higher than Sony, they are just sitting on more cash than Sony has. Nintendo is just, wow. I mean, what else is there to say? This is just extremely, extremely, extremely impressive for this company. And the thing is, this is why I also say don't look at Nintendo as like the good guy. They're a business. They want to make as much money as possible. And they've clearly done an amazing job maximizing their value. And maybe when you see them sitting on these cash reserves, if you're someone who owns stock, you're like, hey, why aren't my dividends bigger? But again, this is what allows Nintendo to be crazy. This is why the reports in the past, Nintendo could go 50 plus years, losing $200 million per year and be before they even go close to bankrupt. And that's obviously not something that's ever going to happen because Nintendo is just such a smart company. It's definitely not going to happen in my lifetime. I'm glad Nintendo obviously hit a home run here in Switch. It's made a huge difference in my life and my gaming patterns. I wish them all the success in the world. Who knows? When we look at this overall valuation in Japan, Nintendo might have over $10 billion in cash reserves in a few years, unless they start to invest. Again, who knows what else they have coming? But this is just awesome. For all the doubters out there that are on Nintendo's case about needing to do this, they think they know best. I think Nintendo knows best, clearly, because despite Sony's success with PlayStation, Nintendo's the one at top. So, anyways, folks, I am Nathaniel Rufflejets from Nintendo Prime. You guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Subscribe for more content. And by the way, some of you guys might wonder, why don't I get notifications when you post a new video? Why don't I get notifications when you live stream? That is because YouTube, just because you subscribe to our channel, YouTube doesn't guarantee you that you're going to see all of your content. They're starting to treat what you see on the homepage as Facebook does, where they kind of pick and choose the videos from what you're subscribed and what you're not subscribed to, what they think you're going to be interested in. So if you actually want to see all of our videos, there's two ways you can do it. One, you could just literally check out our page at the end of every single day or several times a day, and you'll see all of the videos we made at youtube.com/Nintendo Prime YT. Or you could hit a little bell icon that's on our page. So you go to our Nintendo Prime page on YouTube, and then you click the little bell icon, and that will ensure you get a notification for every single video we upload. I'm not saying you should do that for every YouTuber you subscribe to because your notifications might go crazy. My notifications go crazy right now. I get like several hundred of them a day. But I also don't miss any videos from all the creators that I enjoy, so it is what it is. You guys decide what you would like to do. Besides that, you know what, folks? I'm just going to catch you in the next one.